Welcome to another episode of Same Page with Prudence. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming around to watch my videos. And if you've not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, because yes, there are a lot of things you'll be gaining from this channel. So some persons have this challenge of praying to God concerning a life partner, and they don't hear from God. Because I will not say God is not speaking to them, I will say they don't hear from God. A lot of people have shared that concern with me, like, I've been praying. People say go and pray and hear from God. I've been praying and praying and praying to God to direct me on who to choose, on who to marry, but I can't hear. I've not heard anything from God. It's a big challenge to some persons, and I want to address this today. God always speaks to us. Yes, God always speaks to us, and to even make it easier, He speaks to us in different ways and through different medium. So if you've not heard anything from God, it means you have not heard, not that God has not spoken. So I sometimes, when you don't have a relationship with God, it will be difficult for you to hear from God. You know, someone you don't relate with, someone you don't flow with. Even when that person is talking to you or speaking to you, you might not be able to comprehend or understand what the person is saying. And even if the person tries talking to you with different means or different ways, it might still be difficult for you to hear or understand what that person is saying to you, because you don't have a relationship with that person. So if you don't have a relationship with God, it will be very difficult for you to hear God when He's speaking to you concerning His will for you in marriage, or you are to marry. Another aspect I will handle it from is when you are in a relationship already, or you are in a relationship with more than one person at a particular time. So people will say, I have 3 men in my life. I'm praying for God to tell me the one to choose. You're already in a relationship with 3 men at a time, and you're not praying for God to choose for you. I don't get it. Some guys will say, I have like 5 ladies that I'm in a relationship with, but I don't know who to marry. I've been praying, God has not showed me. So you mean you are dating 5 ladies at a time, and really you want God to speak to you? Come on, it's not fair. You can't be in a relationship already and then you now want to tell God to choose for you. It means you are choosing for yourself. Okay, so you have to stay away from any relationship you are into, or don't go into any relationship until you have heard from God, because when you're already in a relationship with somebody, or with more than one person, you will not even know when God is speaking to you. You will not hear. You understand? And it can lead to confusion and all that. Another reason or angle I also see it from is when you have a weakness that you have not dealt with. Maybe like anger issue, unforgiveness. There are just some weaknesses that if you take into marriage, it will be disastrous. Okay, so sometimes you might not hear from God until you do away with those weaknesses, until you limit them, until you try to deal with them or handle them. Everybody have weaknesses. Okay, so you're not supposed to dwell on them. So most times you will not hear from God because your weaknesses are too much. So you have to deal with some of your weaknesses, and then to be easier for you to know when God is speaking to you on who to marry. Then sometimes God have actually spoken to some persons, to some people, on who they will marry, but they are rejecting the answer they got from God. Probably you want to marry a tall lady, like a model, and the person that God is showing to you to marry is not even looking like that at all. You will say no, God has not spoken, because you don't want to accept the one He has shown to you. You are a lady, you already like dark guys, with beards and all. So when God shows you someone that is not, does not have that physical appearance, you want to live in denial by saying God has not spoken. Whereas God has spoken, you are the one refusing to accept, because His will for you is not what you really get, what you like, or You know, you even some people, he's a banker, I want to marry, and God is saying go and marry a doctor. You know, so sometimes some persons have heard from God. God has spoken to them, but they are rejecting it, and they're not living in denial that I've not heard from God. Well, that's it. So if you're having this challenge of I've not heard from God, God is speaking, God has not spoken to me, or this and that, I think you should check out these things I've mentioned, so you know where you are getting your difficulty from, and I pray that the Lord will help you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Share it and give it a thumbs up. Please share this video because most people have this challenge. So share it, and I love you, and I will see you next time.